Most buyers don't lose money in China because of price. They lose money because of they send money to the wrong supplier. Today, I will show you how I check a supplier before any payment is made. In this video, you will see how I verify a supplier's legal status, business scope, and company identity. Checking your supplier by these steps will help you reduce lots of risks and also will make you understand your supplier better. So make sure to check every steps inside this video before cooperating with any supplier. 1. Online background check. I think the most important step is to check your supplier on a Chinese company background database website. There's some websites you can choose like Aiqicha.com and Qichacha.com. I will put the link in the description part of this video. You can check by yourself. On these websites, you can check a supplier's legal and company background, such as whether the company has been involved in a contract dispute, basic information like registration date and registered capital, shareholders, and company changes over time. First thing we need to do is ask your supplier for their company name in Chinese. While registering these platforms, usually require a Chinese phone number and a paid subscription. For most overseas buyers, it is not easy to register or use them directly. That's why this step is often done with help from a China side partner or a local friend. So now I just searched the name of a supplier to show you what it is look like. Here, for example, we can see this company was registered in 2025 and the registered capital is 3 million RMB. This gives us a basic understanding of the company background and scale. You can also see the registered address and the business scopes. If the main business has little or nothing to do with your product, this is something you need to question it. However, this is not the most important part. The most important part is judicial and legal records. Here we can see the company was sued for patent infringement. I have also seen suppliers sued multiple times because of contract disputes. If I see issues like this when checking a supplier, that's a red flag for me. 2. Check the supplier on different platforms. You will need to check the supplier on B2B platforms like Alibaba and 1688. On Alibaba, check if they have trade assurance and if they are verified suppliers, and you can also check the supplier ranking on both platforms. Next, check the company pictures on both platforms and search for their address on Google Maps or Baidu Maps. This helps you confirm the supplier is real because some suppliers just download the pictures from somewhere and use them on their platform. Finally, check their catalog. Are they selling products from many different categories or are they specialized in a specific category? 3. Online meetings. During the online meeting, if you are a beginner, you can ask your supplier these questions to understand how much they can support you. If you are not beginner, these questions can help you understand your supplier better. First, ask about their export experience, especially if you are a beginner, because you may rely on them more for the export process. You can ask them which countries have they sold to and have they sold to your country before? If yes, did they help customers handle customs clearance? You also need to check their certifications. Ask if they have the certifications required in your country and whether they have already used these certifications to export successfully. Then ask about logistics. Do they have a reliable shipping company for international shipments? Even experienced suppliers with certification can face shipment issues if their logistic partners aren't trustworthy. All of this matters because every step of the process can involve risks. Understanding how much the supplier can guide you helps you reduce potential problems, and at the same time, you can figure out whether you are dealing with a real factory or a trading company. Because if a supplier handles everything from shipping to customs for every buyer, they might be a trading company rather than a factory. A real factory usually focuses on manufacturing and may only recommend reliable shipping partners rather than manage everything themselves. 4. Check their business license. The last step you can check is the business license of the company. While you are asking for their business license, some suppliers might be worried about it being misused. If you meet this kind of situation, you can tell them to add a watermark like for customer verification only. Once you get the license, here how we should check it. Let me show you step by step. First, look at the company type. If it's an individual company, it usually means a very small business. Typically, Only beginners suppliers register as an individual company. They tend to have very low registered capital. For large or long-term orders, this might not be ideal. Next, take a look at the company name. This can help you understand the company's role. If the company name includes industrial or manufacturing, that's a strong factory signal. It usually means they position themselves as a manufacturer. If the name includes trading, import and export, or commercial, it's likely a trading company. This is not a bad thing. It just means they manage the supply chain. In this case, your key questions are really simple. Are you partnering with factories long-term or project-based? And how do you control quality? Next, check the business scope. Make sure your product is clearly listed. Then check the registered capital. But keep in mind, this is usually just the subscribed amount and not necessarily the money actually paid into the company. So you can use it as rough reference for the company's scale, but it's not super important. It's definitely not the main factor to judge a supplier. Also, check the registration date. Usually, companies register for more than 3 years will be more stable. After that, verify the address. Take the address from the business license and check it on maps. Make sure it's a real location and matches the type of company they claim to be. Finally, when you sign the contract, make sure the company name matches the business license exactly. And always pay to the company's bank account, and the account name must match the business license. Alright, we are end of the video. Before cooperating with any supplier, make sure to check your supplier with these steps. I hope you don't judge a supplier by just one factor. Collect all the information I have shared and use it really understand your factory. Just like getting to know a person, remember 1 plus 1 isn't always 2. I'm Aisel, sharing China sourcing knowledge and exhibition visits. My next video will be about building materials suppliers, so hit the subscribe to stay tuned. If you need help with China sourcing, my contact information is in the description. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.